The night was silent, too silent. Then a sharp, stabbing pain ripped through his calf like a lightning bolt. His leg seized, tightened, locked in a cruel iron grip. "No, no, not now," he gasped, clutching the sheets. He tried to move, but the cramp was relentless. A scream caught in his throat. This wasn't just a muscle spasm. It was a full-blown battle inside his body, a warning signal flashing red. Stop. Picture that moment. The sudden shock, the helplessness. You know it. That cruel twist that wakes you up at 3 a.m., sweating, desperate for relief. It's not just discomfort. It's a thief in the night, stealing your peace, your sleep, your strength. And here's the kicker. These cramps don't just come from nowhere. They're a message from your body, screaming for help. Ignoring them? That's like ignoring the smoke before the fire. Dangerous, deadly even. Did you know 1 out of 3 people over 50 suffer from muscle cramps regularly? The silent epidemic, the hidden torment. But most don't realize how simple changes, tiny shifts in what you eat, can stop the pain before it even starts. Imagine waking up free, no more jolts of pain, just smooth, easy movement. You think it's impossible? It's not. The secret lies in your kitchen, not a medicine cabinet. Tonight, when you close your eyes, don't fear the cramp lurking in the shadows. Instead, get ready. Ready to fight back with the simplest weapon, food. Because muscle cramps are not a fate. They're a signal. And when you listen, really listen, you'll find relief faster than you think. Hold on. This story is just beginning. Tom was like most of us, busy, tired, trying to keep up with life after 60. He loved his morning walks, his garden, and his grandkids' laughter echoing through the house. But then, out of nowhere, those cruel leg cramps started creeping in. At first, just once in a while. "I thought it was nothing," he'd say. "Just old age catching up." One night, it hit him hard. He was sitting with his wife, watching their favorite show, when his calf seized up so tightly, he nearly fell off the chair. "It felt like my muscle was twisting into a knot," Tom told me later. "I couldn't stand. I was stuck, helpless." It wasn't just pain, it was fear, because this wasn't a one-time thing anymore. It was happening more often, especially at night, when the world was quiet and your body should be resting. "I started to dread bedtime," Tom admitted. "I'd lie there, waiting for the pain to strike." He tried everything, stretching, massages, even those expensive supplements, but nothing lasted. The cramps came back, and with them, a feeling of defeat. One afternoon, his daughter noticed him rubbing his legs again and asked, "Dad, have you changed your eating habits? You know, sometimes it's what we don't eat that hurts us." Tom shrugged it off. Food? How could that be the problem? But then he started paying attention. What if those random snacks, the salty chips, the lack of fresh veggies, were actually making things worse? What if the key to relief wasn't in a pill, but in what he put on his plate? Tom decided to try something radical. He began eating simple, natural foods that promised muscle relaxation. Bananas, rich in potassium, leafy greens bursting with magnesium, and water. Lots of water. Within days, he noticed the cramps easing. His legs weren't tightening into painful locks anymore. His nights became peaceful again. "It's like my body remembered how to relax," he said with a smile. I didn't believe it at first, but those simple foods made a difference. Tom's story isn't unique. It's the story of millions who suffer silently, believing pain is inevitable. But what if it's not? What if relief is just a bite away? He's proof. You don't have to surrender to cramps. You don't have to suffer in silence. You just have to listen to your body, to your hunger for health, and start choosing differently. Because the next time that lightning bolt hits your leg, you'll be ready. Imagine your muscles are like a finely tuned orchestra. Every instrument, every fiber must play in perfect harmony. But what happens when the conductor misses a beat? When the signals get scrambled? That's when cramps strike. Muscle cramps happen because the muscle fibers contract too hard and refuse to let go. But why? The secret lies deep inside your cells, where tiny charged particles, electrolytes, dance to keep things balanced. Think of them as the muscle's battery pack. Without the right charge, the muscle can't relax properly. Potassium, magnesium, calcium, and sodium, these minerals are the rock stars of muscle function. When one of them falls out of balance, the orchestra turns chaotic. Potassium helps muscles contract and relax smoothly. Magnesium acts like a brake, preventing muscles from clenching too tight. Calcium triggers the contraction, but if it lingers too long, the muscle stays locked. Sodium helps transmit signals from nerves to muscles. Now, picture this. You're dehydrated, sweating through a summer walk, or maybe you haven't eaten enough fresh foods lately. Your electrolyte levels drop. The conductor misses cues, the muscle fibers tighten, and the cramp begins. But here's a twist. It's not just about minerals. Nerves play a huge role. They send constant messages to muscles, telling them when to move and when to rest. If those signals get hyperactive or confused, maybe because of fatigue, poor circulation, or even cold temperatures, the muscle freaks out and seizes up. Did you know that even tiny shifts in blood flow can make a muscle more prone to cramping? Imagine trying to run a marathon with your fuel line pinched. Your muscles scream for oxygen and nutrients. They panic. They lock. And aging doesn't help. As we get older, our muscles lose some of their efficiency, our circulation slows, and our bodies don't absorb electrolytes as well. That's why cramps become a common enemy for those 55 and up. So the science is simple. Your muscles need the right balance of electrolytes, good hydration, proper nerve signals, and steady blood flow to keep working without pain. When one piece falters, the whole system breaks down. This is why the right foods, those rich in potassium, magnesium, and calcium, are your best allies. They restore balance. They recharge the battery. They help your muscle orchestra find its rhythm again. Now that you know the why, the next step is the how. How to choose the right foods that can calm your muscles and keep cramps far away. Let's dive in. First, meet Mary. She's 62, loves her evening garden walks, but hated waking up with stabbing cramps in her calves. One day, after another painful night, she decided enough was enough. Mary started adding bananas to her breakfast. Not just any bananas, but perfectly ripe ones. Why? Because bananas are packed with potassium, the muscle's best friend. Potassium helps muscles relax after contracting. Without it, those tight cramps sneak in like unwanted guests. Mary noticed something surprising. The cramps didn't disappear overnight. No magic pill here. But after a week, her nights became calmer. She said, "It's like my legs finally got the memo to chill out." Bananas aren't just tasty. They're tiny powerhouses that keep your muscles from turning into steel traps. So, tip 1, don't just eat. Fuel your muscles with potassium-rich foods daily. Second, there's Joe. Joe's 70 and loved his morning coffee, strong, black, and endless, but he was waking up with leg cramps more often than not. What Joe didn't realize was that coffee, especially in excess, acts like a thief stealing magnesium from your body. Magnesium is the unsung hero that tells muscles, relax, stop squeezing. Without it, cramps come knocking. Joe switched up his routine. He started drinking herbal teas and adding spinach, almonds, and pumpkin seeds to his meals. At first, I missed my coffee, Joe admitted, but my legs missed the cramps more. Within days, his muscles started to feel less tense, and his mornings were pain-free. The lesson here, caffeine can be a double-edged sword. Too much, and your muscles pay the price. Keep magnesium in the game. Third, meet Linda. She's 68 and loved salt on everything. Fries, chips, you name it. But high salt intake can throw off your sodium balance and mess with hydration. You might think salt keeps you hydrated, but too much does the opposite. It dehydrates your cells and confuses muscle signals. Linda swapped chips for cucumber slices and started drinking more water. Not just a sip here and there, but a steady flow throughout the day. She said, "It felt like my muscles stopped sending SOS signals." Hydration isn't just water. It's the mix of fluids and minerals working together to keep muscles fluid and flexible. So, 3 simple stories, 3 powerful lessons. Eat potassium-rich foods like bananas, keep magnesium in check by cutting down caffeine and eating greens, and balance your salt with proper hydration. These aren't just tips, they're lifelines. Because when you feed your muscles right, cramps don't stand a chance. Look, I get it. Muscle cramps at night feel like a betrayal, your own body turning against you when you're supposed to be resting. But here's the truth nobody tells you. This isn't the end of your story. Not by a long shot. You have the power, right here, right now, to turn those restless nights into peaceful ones, to reclaim the simple joy of moving without pain, to wake up and feel alive, not aching. Tom, Mary, Joe, Linda, they're not heroes because they never struggled. They're heroes because they chose to listen, to change, to fight back with what they had. And so can you. No fancy pills, no complicated routines, just real food, real choices, real relief. Imagine the relief that washes over your legs when the cramps fade away, that deep, easy breath your body takes. That freedom to stretch, to walk, to dance a little if you want. This isn't about age, it's about respect. Respect for your body's messages, respect for the power in your hands, the power on your plate. So tonight, when you lie down, don't brace for pain. Instead, whisper to yourself, I've got this. Because you do. You're not alone. You're stronger than you think. And the best part? Every small bite, every sip, every change brings you closer to a life where cramps don't steal your peace. Rest easy, move freely, live fully. Your body is listening, and it's ready to relax.